Hi everyone, I'm Matthew. Welcome to Popitics episode 3, your one-stop shop for pop culture, pop, K-pop, and political news. Join me every week as I delve deep into the most important news of the week, without the doom and gloom of regular news reports. Want to get into pop, K-pop, pop culture, or politics, or already know way too much information like myself? This is the perfect place for you. Before we get into this, I want to say that this podcast reflects my own personal opinions and has a comedic tone at times. Opinions expressed are solely my own and do not express the views or opinions of my current, former, or future employer. So, today we will be talking about the Oscars, the Brit Awards, the Seraphim, Donald Trump, Ukraine, Gaza, Israel, Stacey, and a lot more. It's a jam-packed episode, so this will go out a bit later. I have 5 pages of links that I will link in the description, so you can find the official reports of these on news websites such as The Guardian and Snoopy and stuff like that. So, let's get into it. The first topic today is K-pop. So, Lisa of Blackpink has become the first K-pop artist to perform at the Academy Awards, or as we all know them, the Oscars. So, she was part of a trio of Doja Cat and Ray at a tribute at the 97th Academy Awards, coming barely a week after Amazon acquired the rights to the film series. Kicked off with a tango routine set to the iconic Bond theme by the Substance's Margaret Qualley, followed by a musical montage by Lisa and her collaborators on her new single, Born Again, the American rapper Doja Cat, and the British singer Ray. The Thai singer and actor, whose real name is Lisa Manabal, and who is currently acting in the HBO satirical series The White Lotus, did a rendition of the theme song from the 1973 Bond film Live and Let Die. She was followed by Doja Cat singing Diamonds Are Forever, originally performed by Shirley Bassey for the 1971 film of the same name. Ray rounded out the tribute performing Skyfall from the 2021 film of that name. The original, sung by Adele, won multiple awards, including the Oscar and the Global Globe for the Best Original Song, a Brit Award, and a Grammy. So yeah, Amazon has acquired the rights to the Bond series, which I don't agree with. Why does a massive conglomerate own a British, staple in the film industry, one of the only British franchises that actually does well? But huge congrats to Lisa. I did not expect the performance to be as good as it was. I thought they were going to perform Born Again, and so did most of Stan Twitter, which I need to get off of at this point. But yeah, it's great, and I'm so glad that K-pop is more global, and I'm glad Lisa was one of the first, because Blackpink has really paved the way for more K-pop artists. They weren't the first. That goes to Girls' Generation and 21 and Big Bang, but they were part of them, and BTS brought kind of, I would say, K-pop to the mainstream. So that's it for the Oscars for now. Lisa of Blackpink, we're here again, has released her new single, Fuck Up the World, VV solo version, MV, on streaming platforms. So Lisa has released her debut album, Alter Ego, which I have not listened to all of the songs yet, but the ones I have are incredible. The Megan Thee Stallion collab, the Tyler collab, but Fuck Up the World, or FUTW as it is, on YouTube, features Future on the album, but not in the music video. This is Vixie, her as solo. So this is one of her alter egos, which is the whole concept of the album. So I'm just going to go through some, replies in the comments, because that's what we always do here. So at YouTube, I am not joking, the official YouTube account said, okay visuals, we see you. At La Lisa Manable, which is Lisa's real name, said the way Lisa can show off her crazy and peaceful side is a talent. At Bella_R_blesses said, Lisa rapping the whole song, my dream. This is such a good music video. The dancing, the fashion, the visual effects, the editing, everything is incredible and what you would expect from an artist signed to a major US label, but still has the flair of K-pop. There's a neon scene which reminds me of Pop Stars by KDA, but this is incredible. her on top of cars, and like it's like very, I would say, like hip hop influenced. But like there's animation, there's live action, there's her playing a PlayStation, which is weird. It's like her partying. It's such a good music video. I haven't watched it all the way through because I've been busy this week, but as the parts clips I've watched right now, these are incredible. So on to the next topic. The Seraphim has announced the dates and cities for their first world tour, Easy, Crazy, Hot. The Seraphim is set to embark on their first ever world tour since debut a few years ago. So on February 28th, the group announced the exciting news through Weavers, the platform owned by Hybe. The tour will kick off in Incheon on April 19th and 20th, followed by stops in Nagoya on May 6th and 7th, Osaka on May 13th and 14th, Kitakyushu on June 7th and 8th, Saitama on June 12th, 14th and 15th, Taipei on July 19th, Hong Kong on July 25th, Manila on August 2nd, Bangkok on August 9th and 10th, and Singapore on August 16th. In September, they're also set to hold concerts in North America. The poster further teases more stops to come. The World Tour marks the grand finale of their three-part project, which began with the release of their third mini-album Easy in February 2024, followed by their fourth mini-album Crazy in August 2024, and culminating in their upcoming fifth mini-album Hot, set for release on March 14th, 2025. So this is incredible. I'm so glad that they are going on a world tour. I'm so glad it's with Easy, Crazy, Hot, because them songs are all made to, go with each other. And I might not support Hybe, but I support the artists under it. And I really hope they like slay this. And I cannot wait to see if they do Europe dates. I know they will never come to Ireland, but let's hope they can go to London when I'm free. So yeah, let's move on to the next topic. Also, this episode will not be heavily edited like the others. I'm just doing my dissertation proposal at the moment. So it's kind of all over the place, but I hope you bear with me for the time being. Islet has revealed their official light stick. On February 28th, the same day as the Seraphim tour announcement, the Rookie Girl Group released a teaser for their new light stick, which will be available for sale starting on March 4th at 11 a.m. KST. So I'm looking at it here, and what it reminds me of is, like the rose in the cage in Beauty and the Beast. So that's what's kind of like on the top, and then there's like a clear handle with a lot of room, which in the teaser photos, they have shown like you can put beads and stuff in it to design your own. It's fully clear, except I think the part in the middle where the batteries go. And I will say, coming from Hybe, they are very unique in whether a bad or good way of doing light sticks. They're all so different. Like we see SM and they all kind of have similar light sticks. Same with like IVE. A lot of the girl groups like Kepler have like a circle with something around it. I know Boy Next Door has a house. And like Push Pop is Tubus's one. And like there's a car bomb. There's like a bunch of stuff. So I'm not surprised. And I hope that this light stick goes well, and I hope it doesn't break. But like I'm not a big light stick buyer. I have one which is not even a light stick, it's a light ring from Itzy. But yeah, I hope, it goes well for them. Like the girls are very talented and they've been getting a lot of hate recently. So I hope it all goes well for them in the future. Girls' Generation's Yuna named Global Ambassador for Sulwasu. It's finally official. Girls' Generation is the new face of Sulwasu. On February 28th, the luxury Korean beauty band announced that Yua has been chosen as the global ambassador. In its full English statement, Sulwasu announced, "The wait is over. An icon of elegance and beauty, Lim Yuna, has joining Sulwasu as our newest global ambassador. From her idol debut in 2007 to her rise as a celebrated actress, she continues to inspire with her timeless grace. Join us in celebrating this new chapter." The band also remarked, just as Lim Yuna's acting spectrum continues to deepen and diversify over time, Sulwasu's commitment to holistic beauty strives for growth in both inner and outer harmony. Stay tuned for the journey ahead. Like, I'm so sad Girls' Generation has not had to come back, and I think 2-3 years, because they're iconic. All the 8 girls, 9, Jessica, I will not ever forget about you. I've only stan K-pop since 2023, so that was after Forever One came out, but my introduction was Girls' Generation from my friend Saoirse, and yeah, I will never forget the first time I saw Run Devil Run or stuff like that, or G. There's so many hits that I discovered later in life that I'm so annoyed I did not know when I was a child. So yeah, brand ambassadorship for Yuna. If I said any names wrong, I'm not the best at reading Korean names, so stay tuned for my butchering of names that I don't know how to pronounce and I look up and then I still can't pronounce them. Meow named brand ambassadors for L'Oreal Paris. On February 28th, the French beauty brand announced that Meow had been chosen as its new brand ambassador. Starting this April, the rookie group from the Black Label will begin starring in a variety of advertising campaigns for L'Oreal Paris. L'Oreal Paris remarked, Meow, who is currently expanding their reach past Korea to their global market, is currently receiving the most attention out of the existing 5th gen girl groups due to not only their trendy styling, but also their outstanding singing and dancing skills. Their chic and trending charms, along with their bold and confident attitude, will create massive synergy for L'Oreal Paris. So what I've noticed in a lot of Korean media is that they're very hyping up stuff in the text. Meow, I don't know all the girls because I don't follow most 5th gen groups. The only one is Kiss Alive that I follow. And Jay-Z if they re-debut. But yeah, good for them. I'm glad to see that massive brand like L'Oreal Paris, which is well known worldwide, no matter if you use it or not. So maybe that will get their name out there. And by the way, that's Meow, MEOVV, from the Black Label, the new girl group produced by Teddy. And please, VVN, take it over. Please, I am begging VVN to take over. And Isness production, please. And Blackpink's new release. Okay, on to the next topic, which is about NJZ. So NJZ, formerly NewJeans, has launched new social media accounts. So on February 29th, NJZ introduced a new logo on their official Instagram account and announced the launch of their official X, formerly Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube accounts via Instagram stories. With these new platforms, fans now even have more ways to keep up with NJZ's latest updates and content. So in the video itself, it's cookies with all of their, initials, and then it's they all go on a plate, and there's music in the background that people think are teasing their new release that they're gonna release on Complex Con in Hong Kong. SHINee's Onu announces dates and venues for first US tour, Onu, The Live Connection. On February 27th, Onu shared the poster on his official social media accounts, revealing the dates and locations. The tour kicks off on April 24th in New York and continues with stops in Detroit on April 26th, Washington, D.C. on April 28th, Chicago on April 30th, Dallas on May 2nd, Houston on May 4th, San Francisco on May 7th. Onu, The Live Connection is a special concert that highlights Onu's unique voice and live performance skills. It also marks his first solo tour in the United States, with a set list spanning his solo career. He hopes to bring fans a message of hope and comfort. So what do I think about this? I never understand why K-pop artists always announce dates so close. Because this is a day, not a day, a month maybe? 2 months at most, 2 months. It actually is 2 months until the first day. That's not a lot of time. When here, Taylor Swift tickets came out nearly a year and a half before. I know it's a cultural difference. I just never really understand it. But it could be that they're trying to wait until to confirm the last place. Because these are smaller venues, but the one in Los Angeles in the Orpheum Theater, which is I'm never been in it, but I know from watching a lot of Drag Race that it's a nice theater. So I hope that tour goes well for him. SHINee is amazing. So Stacey has announced their upcoming schedule for their new comeback, S. So this is released a few days ago. So the first one happened, which was the teaser film, which was released yesterday. So on the 4th, we have a concept photo 1. The 5th, we have another concept photo. On the 11th, an MV teaser. On the 13th, a highlight melody. On the 16th, another teaser. On the 18th, a countdown live. And on the 18th, an album and MV release. I Love Stacey. Metamorphic, their last album, like full album, was incredible. I'm so sad they don't really sell it here because I believe High Up distributes via Cacao Entertainment and they don't, do distribution in Ireland. But it's incredible. It's like a magazine vibe, which I absolutely love. Before we get into this topic, just a few trigger warnings. For bullying, suicidal ideation, sexual harassment, deepfakes, and other like dark subjects. So, Young Posse has released their new MV Cold featuring 10 centimeter. Now, this is a darker topic for K-pop, but I think it's important when like this is made that we praise it. It only has 254,000 views, which is so good for a smaller group, especially from DSP Media. But like it's such a good music video. So I'm gonna explain the plot, and then maybe we can, talk about it. So there's like interesting MV. It seems to tell a revenge story. The scenes aren't in chronological order, so I'll explain a bit. Yeonjun and Tae portray siblings whose father abandoned them and their mother. One day, Yeonjun sees her father with her new lover, greeting Doon, his lover's new daughter. Upset and likely jealous, she goes to another person's house in tears, and the other devise a plan for revenge. They enlist her friends to stage an attack on her in an underground walkway, and somebody steps in to save her. As a result, Doon and Junghwa grow closer and start dating, quote unquote. Later, Doon discovers that something about her has been posted online, likely by Junghwa, though the exact content is unclear. A comment on her phone mentions deepfake, suggesting it's a compromising photo. There's a massive problem in Korea right now, people making sexually explicit deepfakes of different people. The post is severe enough to push her to jump off a building. Yeonjun is there to film the moment, and the siblings presumably send the video to their estranged father as an act of revenge. So I can't watch this MV fully because it literally made me cry, and I want to share with other people, but it could be very triggering. The music is so good. The acting is like absolutely amazing, and it's just disgusting that this actually happens in real life. These girls are so positively amazing. Am I sad that Young Posse kind of went away from like what made them special? Yes, but this is absolutely incredible, and I will never stop praising this. I didn't understand the story when I first put this in here, so I thought it'd be a lighter topic, but absolutely incredible. So right now we are at 18 minutes. So this will be a longer one. It's a more long form content. I'm just seeing what works best. If like an hour and 42 minutes works better, or probably won't be an hour and 42 minutes of what I'm talking about. Just if like an hour works or 45 minutes. So yeah. So we're going to go into European politics. So let's get into it. European Commission holds fire on retaliation in face of latest Trump tariff threats. This is from Euronews. Despite claiming that discussions with the US over trade are continuing on a high level, the European Commission has said that it's ready to respond firmly if the tariffs announced by President Trump materialize. The Commission maintains that dialogue with the US is not broken down, and even though Donald Trump announced on Wednesday evening new tariffs of 20% on EU goods, we stand for dialogue, openness, and reciprocity, Commission spokesperson Olive Gill said on Thursday, assuring that high-level contacts were taking place between the US administration and the EU. We are still in the early stages of figuring out what's going on. The comment followed a statement by EU executives on Wednesday night, repeating that it is ready to react firmly and immediately if tariff hikes on EU goods are carried through, but no countermeasures have been announced at this stage. The EU will always protect European businesses, workers, and consumers from unjustified tariffs, Gill added. In response to the US claim that the bloc was forming to Screw the United States. Gill added that the EU has been a boon for the United States, stressing that US investments in Europe are highly profitable. Trump previously announced a customs duty of 25% would apply from 12th of March on all imports of aluminium and steel into the US, including from the EU. His administration is also working on reciprocal tariffs on a country-to-country basis. The US and EU are engaged in a narrative battle over figures. Meanwhile, while Trump claiming that the US suffers from a $300 billion trade deficit with the EU, sorry, I cannot read that without laughing, while the latter argues that any deficiency in traded goods between the blocs is offset by a surplus in trade and services, which the EU claims reduces the US deficit to $50 billion. Barriers to fair trade are unjustified, especially between partners. It is a lose-lose battle, said the Commission Executive Vice President Stephanie Sejun post on X. The EU was formed to maintain peace, to build respect among our nations, to create fear and fair trade, to strengthen our transatlantic friendship, as simple as that, posted Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk. The European Commission has been working on retaliation measures for more than 2 weeks, while attempting to negotiate with the Americans a list of products already targeted in the trade dispute between the Trump administration in 2018 and the Europeans on aluminium and steel is ready. An arsenal of anti-coercion measures could also be applied, but the decision-making progress would take longer. Such measures could cover services or trade-related aspects of intellectual property rights. So yeah, the EU isn't messing around. I don't know much about how the EU works, if I'm being honest. Politics student doesn't know a lot about political? Matthew, it's political. Sorry, if you heard the rough cut of this, it's me mispronouncing words for an hour. I never knew it was this bad until I started this podcast. So we're going into more Ukraine-US news. I don't want to cover this, but I think if I don't cover it, it's not great because then you're not seeing the full story. So our first post or article is from the Irish Independent. Trump threatens to withdraw support for Ukraine after chaotic Oval Office meeting with Zelensky. Trump accused Zelensky of gambling with World War III. Haha, he doesn't have much nukes, as the two presidents met in the Oval Office. US Vice President J.D. Vance, whose wife is a hypocrite, called Zelensky disrespectful. Ukrainian leaders sought security guarantees as US tries to bring an end to the Russian-Ukraine war. Sorry, it's not the Russian-Ukraine war, it's the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Nearly 45-minute engagement turned into a tense back and forth between Trump, Vance, and Zelensky called Vance a bitch in Ukrainian, which deserved. Yeah, like, it's ridiculous. Like, how can you bring a president into the Oval Office and, like, talk down to him like his country is, like, a baby and you're an adult? Like, Zelensky had, like, his arms crossed, and that man has military training. I knew he wanted to box one of them square in the face. And if you saw that AI video going around on X, that's exactly what people, AI think happened. Sorry, quick tangent. Bots and X are horrible and get rid of them. Yeah. So we're going on to more Ukraine news, this time without Donald J. Trump. Time to step up. Starmer urges European leaders to act now to support Ukraine after defence summit. UK PM says Europe stands at a crossroads in history as he announces $1.9 billion finance deal for Ukraine. This is from the Irish Times. European powers must realise it's time to act as they stand on the crossroads in history. Keir Starmer has said the following in the Defence Summit on Ukraine. The British Prime Minister unveiled a 4-step plan discussed by leaders at Sunday's Lancaster House meeting, including a pledge to develop a coalition of willing to defend a deal with Ukraine and guarantee a peace settlement. Addressing journalists after the summit, Mr. Starmer announced a £1.6 billion or €1.9 billion finance deal, which will allow Ukraine to buy more than 5,000 missiles following the gathering at Lancaster House. Keir Starmer told at the press conference that every nation must contribute in the best way it can, and a number of important steps were agreed. He said, first, we need military aid flowing and keep increasing the economic pressure on Russia to strengthen Ukraine now. If you just heard me shout Russia, that's because I misspoke and I didn't want to, spread fake news. Fourth, we will go to develop a coalition of willing to defend a deal in Ukraine and to guarantee the peace. Not every nation will be able to contribute, but that can't mean we can sit back. Instead, those willing will intensify planning now with real urgency. The UK is prepared to back this with boots on the ground and planes in the air together with others. Europe must do the heavy lifting. You don't want to be part of Europe, though, I thought the UK. Among the attendees of the summit were Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, who flew to Sandringham, I don't know, England has weird names, to meet the King Charles, and French President Emmanuel Macron, who both met US President Donald Trump at the White House this week. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, European Commissioner President Ursula von der Leyen, and Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez were also seated around a table of 19 leaders at the gathering in Central Europe. I'm not surprised Ireland was not there, I don't think, because, it's ridiculous. This story pisses me off. Ukraine, I hope with all my heart you free from Russia's invasion, but the UK cannot be the authority on this. Come on, they're a, colonizing son of a B word. But on the other hand, I just wish that this same energy was also being put towards Gaza and Palestine. The UK has so much money, they could sign 2 deals, but they don't want to. They just want innocent people dying on both sides. Do I agree with giving Ukraine more weapons? I'm not 100% sure, because my whole deal is I just don't like war. I don't like murdering innocent civilians. But I do believe that Ukraine is trying not to kill civilians, where if Russia had the chance, it would, just like Israel is doing. So yeah, it's this whole thing is it's, as somebody with severe anxiety, it does not help me to sleep at night knowing that Donald Trump can nuke a country anytime he wants. So yeah, we're gonna go on to a bit lighter news now, and then dark news then. Light news, what we usually do. Okay. Netherlands Claude will sing for Eurovision with the song C'est la vie. Claude has been selected internally by Dutch broadcaster Avrotros back in December to represent the country at this year's Eurovision. Today, Claude has released the song he will perform in the Eurovision stage in Basel this May. C'est la vie. This article was written on the 27th of February. So Claude is a Dutch singer-songwriter originally from Congo. He moved to the Netherlands when he was young. His breakthrough came in 2022 with the song La Da Da, which moved more than 57 million streams, has achieved diamond status, and has reached number 1 on both the top 40 and Spotify's top 50 charts. So this is great. I love the song. It has a lot of French, I will say. It is heavy on the French. So next up, we're gonna keep going on the Eurovision news. So Sissel wins Melody Grand Prix 2025. Denmark's Melody Grand Prix 2025 was held on the 1st of March with 8 songs fighting for the throne. The Danish representative at the Eurovision Song Contest 2025 will be Sissel with the song Hallucination. After more than 2 hours and 8 songs, Hallucination has won. 3 songs from the 8 competing acts advanced to the super final, determined by a jury and public viewers via app and SMS throughout the week and during the show. Sissel, Tom Schul, and Adel II. That was Tim Schul, by the way. In the super final, the voting was reset and the Danish viewers and the jury selected Sissel as the winner. I like this. Gives very modern, and will say her performance is amazing. Her vocals, her staging could be improved, but that's what all the national finals. So we're going to keep going with the Eurovision news because there was a lot last night, which is why this is taking a bit longer to record. Aber and Tina to represent Germany in Eurovision 2025 with Baller. So on the 1st, so 2 days ago, The final of German national selection took place for Eurovision 2025. I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm going to try. 9 acts competing for the ticket to represent the country on the Eurovision stage in Basel in May. So Aber and Tina with the song Ballad is quick listen. Okay, modern pop. It's modern pop. I personally don't like the snippet I just listened to, but you know what you gonna do. There was more Eurovision news. Oh my god, there was so much like last night. So Marco has won Dora 2025 with Poison Cake. After 3 shows of Dora 2025, Marco has won the song Poison Cake and will represent Croatia at the European Song Contest 2025. Baby Lizani's successor has been selected tonight as a final of Croatia's Dora 2025 was held. After 16 performances, Marco won. The votes to determine who won the public final was determined by 25 Croatian jury, 25 international jury, and 50% public vote. Let me give a quick listen right now. Okay, I love it. I love the outfit. I don't like the screaming, but I like everything else. And they seem to love it, the crowd, so that's really good. We have more, everyone. So, Gojo to represent Australia at Basel 2025 with the song Milkshake Man. Australia has a song for Basel. Milkshake Man will be performed at the 67th Eurovision Song Contest by global viral sensation Gojo. The energetic performer is already full of excitement about getting to present his music on the biggest stage. The Milkshake Man's purpose is to inspire people to embrace the loudest and proudest version of themselves, and I can't think of a better place to share that message than the Eurovision stage. It's an absolute dream come true to represent such a beautiful and diverse nation, and I've never been more excited to share my art with Eurovision fans all the world. So there's some lyrics here. The shake is not a drink, it's a state of mind. It's a secret superpower you were born to find. This was released by Chug Music and Rick's Record. It was written by Gojo alongside members of Australian pop band Shepherd, who please represent Eurovision next year. George Shepherd, Amy Shepherd, and Jason Bavino. It's so good. It's very, I would say, lewd, because it's like kind of suggestive. It's the 69th Eurovision Song Contest, and everyone seems to be going that route. It's really good. So basically, the whole time he's in like an ice cream van. The sky is, I will say, extremely hot. Like, extremely hot. And mostly goes around shirtless as like gigs. So I have to go to one. Not for any reason, but you know. Now on to the last bit of Eurovision news. As you can tell, I kind of recorded that one in a long block. So I was just clicking on links and reading. So if you like that style and would rather, you know, more slowed down, or if you would like high edit cuts, which I'm not doing this week just because of time constraints, because we are on, I believe, page 2 out of 5, and we're halfway through that page. So I will probably cut a few, but we'll see. Here we go. So Eurovision 2025 introduces Lumo, a heart-shaped mascot symbolizing unity, as Basel prepares to host the 22nd 2025 Eurovision Song Contest has now unveiled the mascot, which will represent the Swiss city. It was the winner of an open call competition at a Swiss university. Lumo is non-binary because the winner of last year was non-binary. And all I will say, it's fucking ugly. I am so sorry to whoever designed this, but this was like 5 minutes before the deadline. You went on like After Effects and you went on like Cinema 40 and made this creature that's ugly as fuck. Like, I'm not even joking, like, look it up. It's a heart that's blue and like orange for some reason. It looks like if somebody got the like Lorax and just bashed his face in, to be honest. Not like to like defend, like to put down a university student, but like it's okay for a portfolio piece. It's okay for a dissertation. It's not okay for the biggest music event in the world. And you can tell my real feelings because of that. Okay, there we go. I will be putting another trigger warning here. I will be talking about Elon Musk and the Nazi Party. So if you don't like them topics, you can skip ahead. I won't mind at all. because we're going to be talking about US politics. So today we have split it up. I've split it into Irish news, into world news, and into US news because there was so many stories. So a lot of these I will be going quickly through. Don't buy his swastika. Anti-Elon Musk Tesla advert goes viral. A UK-based group called Everyone Hates Elon. Sorry, let's take a moment of silence for that incredible name. Okay, appears to have taken credit for a poster seen in London and going viral online. It adds itself to another disturbing video currently doing the rounds online, which slams both Donald Trump and Elon Musk. The poster, which popped up in Bethnal Green, London, urges people not to buy Tesla cars, for which Musk is the CEO, and reads, goes from 0 to 1939 in 3 seconds, which is when the Nazi Party, I believe, started or won an election. Be ashamed if these popped up around the world. They were on Instagram before sharing a link to a GoFundMe campaign, promising to send a PDF of the poster to anyone who wants one. The poster comes as Tesla sales have almost halved in Europe. Well done, everyone. In January, Ms. Musk's work for Donald Trump and his social media attacks on social media and European politician attacks and doing a fucking Nazi salute. I hate when news outlets do this. It was a Nazi salute. If we do not talk about it and raise issues towards it, it will happen again and again. It happened with the Nazi Party. Europe turned its back. It's happening now when nobody is trying to stop Donald Trump or Putin. It's getting out of control. We are going backwards in time and it makes no sense. Elon Musk is a horrible dad, a horrible person, and was an illegal immigrant in the US. I am not saying there's a problem with that, but when you go out and try and attack federal workers and attack immigrants and attack the backbone of your country, which he's only doing to spread more awareness for X and Twitter for the far and alt-right. Like, I'm sorry that I'm getting political, but it doesn't make sense. Like, this podcast now, I started off trying not to, go too political, but these are my opinions now. And we will continue with Donald Trump. So AI video by Trump shows Gaza as lavish resort. And criticism, he posted an AI image of the Gaza Strip as a luxury tourist destination. Now I'm not going to read all this because this is ridiculous. So read this AI. He used AI to show Gaza as a lavish resort instead of what it is right now, rubble because of Israel. Not didn't just magically appear there. US-made rockets and Israeli-backed rockets destroyed people's lives, killed thousands of people, and now you're trying to ethnically cleanse the area. Now, with genocide, it's very hard to define it. The International Court has not called it genocide. In my opinion, it's a genocide. But in other people's opinion, it's not. But ethnic cleansing has a unique definition, and that's what they're trying to do right now. This is disgusting, and using AI to do it is even worse. You're misleading your nation. You are creating a world of disinformation and misinformation. Stop it, please. This podcast started off not being political, but at this point in my life, I don't care, but I hope you're here for the ride. Now, I'm just going to go through some more Trump news. I really, to be honest, don't want to spend much time on Donald Trump today because he seems to take over. So basically, here are some headlines. Mexico sends 29 drug cartel members to the US because Donald Trump threatened them with tariffs. Donald Trump plans tariffs on Mexico and Canada. Trump meets with Keir Starmer and says Doombeg Ireland is part of the UK. It is not. It's part of Ireland, the sovereign nation. And controversial influencers Andrew and Tristan Tate leave Romania on US-bound flight. They are already back in America. Lastly, the White House in the United States of America posted an ASM or deportation video of people getting shackled onto a flight. Why do you need to shackle people? If they are leaving willingly, treat them with some dignity and respect. We are now moving on to pop music. Everyone celebrate. Woohoo! So we're going to go through the Brit Award winners first, which happened on the 1st of March. So the biggest night in British music has come to a close, with the Brit Awards 2025 with MasterCard celebrating the artists, songs, and albums that defined the past year. From breakout stars to industry icons, this year's winners showcased the incredible talent shaping the music landscape today. So, Song of the Year was awarded to Guess by Charli XCX and Billie Eilish. A track that dominated the charts and became a defining anthem of the year in the genre categories. Jade of Little Mix, Thirlwall, Woo, Let's Go, took home Best Pop Act, while Sam Fender was recognized as an alternative/rock act. Rising Talent was also celebrated, with Miles Smith named Rising Star, marking the start of what promises to be an exciting career. Charli XCX also claimed Dance Act, while Ezra Collective secured Group of the Year with standout 12 months. Sabrina Carpenter was honored with the Global Success Award, recognizing her impact on an international scale. International Song of the Year title went to Good Luck Babe, while Chaperone further cementing its influence worldwide. Stormzy was awarded Hip Hop/Grime/Rap Act, which should be split into 3 separate categories. I am support them for the love of God. While Ray triumphed in the R&B Act category, I'm so proud. The International Group of the Year went to Fontaines DC, recognizing their global reach and success. Newcomers also had their moment, The Last Dinner Party taking home Best New Artist, testament to their breakthrough year. Muriel Chaperone was also named International Artist of the Year, celebrating her high achievements on the world stage. One of the most highly awarded awards of the night, Artist of the Year, was awarded to Charli XCX, Mother, acknowledging her impact on the industry and fans alike. And the biggest award of the night, MasterCard's Album of the Year, also went to Charli XCX, for electrifying performances, heartfelt speeches, and historic wins. The Brit Awards 2025 once proved why it remains one of the most prestigious nights in music. Congratulations to all the year's winners. This is the first year I've watched it. Charli X didn't perform, and I will say, very, very sad about that. But there was a joke that she didn't want to perform because she wanted to get drunk. Charli XCX has 5 awards. She also won Songwriter of the Year a few days before with a green ratified Brit Trophy. So she had 4, I believe. The photo I see here, she has 4. Sabrina Carpenter also won, and Chaperone. The women dominated this year, absolutely dominated. So, let's keep on going. So, Lizzo has released her new song, Love in Real Life. A thriller-inspired video accompanies the singer's first new music since her highly publicized legal battle. Lizzo is back after highly publicized legal battles and her Barbie song Pink. The pop singer returns to her first song in 2 years, doubling as the lead single for the forthcoming album of the same name, Love and Real Life. So yeah, it's very, thriller related. It's not really, I would say, typical Lizzo. As we all know, she was sued by multiple people. So yeah, it's a bit weird. I'm not 100% sure where I stand or if they are guilty on that. I believe one of the cases at least was thrown out. So, So, it released, it's not my vibe, not gonna lie. Lizzo did lose weight, and good for her. But it's very thriller related, and I'm don't know where Lizzo's new song's gonna be. It's Lizzo inspired video, but not song. It's so I'm not going to say weird or anything, but yeah, it's just extraordinary, I would say. So next up, Sabrina Carpenter announces 2025 short and sweet dates. She's going back to North America, y'all. With 2 dates in Ireland, I could not get tickets for either. So like yes, here we go. I think these are the new ones. So these are all in so like October, November. Okay, so on the 23rd and 24th, she's going to Pittsburgh. That's in October. 29th of October, New York. 31st of October, New York. 1st of November, New York. 4th of November, Nashville. 5th of November, Nashville. 10th, Toronto. 11th, Toronto. And the 20th and 23rd in the Crypto Arena in Los Angeles, California, which I believe that's where KCON is held. So yeah, she's going back to the US. She should be selling stadiums at this point. Like, she went to the Tree Arena and I knew tickets were going to sell out. 50,000 people in the queue. And I know some of them were Americans. I'm not going to lie, Americans. I understand your country is like gigantic and the state is the same size as the country here. But when you're trying to take that away from, people that live here, it's a bit, I'm not going to say much, because if it's a small place, it's like a bit more annoying, but if it's bigger, but also you're entitled to do whatever you want to do. Next up, Katy Perry joins all-female crew for space mission on Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin rocket. Blue Origin says its next space flight is set to make history with the first all-woman flight since the Soviet Union's Valentina Terestry's solo space flight in 1963. This is not when we start coming. With everyone want to put Katy Perry in the space, yay! Can you bring your new album and throw it away? Should be on the next launch of Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin rocket. Should be formed by former correspondent Lauren Sanchez, who happens to be Bezos' fiance, and TV host Gayle King. The 6-person crew, all women, is rounded out by civil rights activist Amanda Nguyen, film producer Kieran Flynn, and former NASA rocket scientist Aisha Bowe. There's no specific date for the launch of the NS-31 mission, but Blue Origin said it would take place this spring. That's random. Not gonna lie. High-profile astronauts, according to Blue Origin, which has leaned on high-profile astronauts in order to drive awareness for Bezos' tourism rockets, this will be the first all-female crew. Sanchez brought the mission together. She's honored to lead a team of explorers on a mission that will challenge their perspective of Earth, empower them to share their own stories, and create lasting impact. Don't know how this is going to have any impact on anyone's life. I'm not going to lie, you go into space, you get to see Earth. Might put stuff in perspective, but I think, that's about it. Last up, Dear Alice, which is a group from, I believe, SM Entertainment and a UK company. But they're more like UK based, I believe. Yeah, it's Gamma X SM Entertainment. So I like this music video. It's a bit hard to follow. I will say CGI didn't make me feel sick. I would say the boys are absolutely slaying this debut. I might not be the best lover of British pop music, or this song in particular that's very simple for me. But I'm glad that SM's kind of experimented, but I hope they don't get put in the basement like Girls' Generation, EXO, probably NCT in a year or two, aespa in a year or two. So yeah, and Red Velvet, don't forget them. So yeah, that's all for pop music today, and we're at the 48-minute mark, and there's no editing today because I'm busy and it's 4 o'clock, and this is meant to be in 30 minutes. We are moving on to Irish politics. So 32 people deported to Georgia on a chartered flight, Justice Minister Jim O'Callaghan confirms. So a government chartered deportation flight carrying 32 people who had previously received deportation orders left Dublin for Georgia last night, the Justice Minister has confirmed. It is the first deportation operation under a contract signed by the state last November for the provision of chartered flights for deportation. There was a child on the flight alongside the father and mother, with 28 men and 3 women on the flight in total. Gardaí Commissioner Drew Harris said it's the largest removal operation carried out by the Gardaí National Bureau in more than 6 years. Social media posts this morning, that's a weird place to say, Justice Minister Jim O'Callaghan confirmed that the flight had landed in Tbilisi and the people are back safely in Georgia. Last night, a child flattered by my department left Dublin for Tbilisi, Georgia, with 32 people who had previously received deportation orders. The flight, which cost €102,000, is expected to be the first of several chartered deportation flights which will be scheduled this year. So my idea is, like, if they're not doing anything harmful in Ireland, can we not just give them, like, not citizenship, but let them stay? Like, you've ripped a family out of a country they're in. Like, imagine you're a child and you get kicked out of the country you call home. Like, yeah, it doesn't sit right with me, but you know. What am I to do? I'm not a politician, everyone. I wish I was. So we're doing one more Irish thing, and then I will have to pop in with another bit of world news that I forgot about earlier that just came like a few days ago. So this is before that. Taoiseach received official White House invite for St. Patrick's Day. Taoiseach Micheál Martin has been invited for a meeting with US President Donald Trump at the White House to mark St. Patrick's Day. I don't think she should go. But anyway, the receipt of an invite removes doubt over the engagement, which acts as an important link between the two countries. Irish government officials have insisted the invitation was always expected, but some people had doubts because of the strained ties between the European Union and Mr. Trump's administration. It has become an annual diary marking for the Irish Taoiseach to hold a bilateral meeting with the sitting present US President in the Oval Office around St. Patrick's Day. The President has also gifted a bowl of shamrocks as part of the visit. It's a bunch of bullshit in my opinion, but we do it every year to keep the peace. Okay, I'm back with a few updates just about Gaza and Israel that I didn't cover today so far, but we're coming to near the end of the podcast. So I'm just going to cover this very quickly and then we'll move on to I Believe I Film and TV, and then that's it. So there's a few topics here we just need to quickly cover. So think of this as like a Gaza update section. I will be speaking very professionally during this point. So yeah. There's like a whole thing, like there's a Israeli military deadly raid on West Bank City on the 21st of January, claiming it was targeting terrorists. They are now on the 42nd day of the assault, which is seen as at least 27 people die. So Islamic Relief Worldwide has described Israel's decision to once again cut off humanitarian aid from entering Gaza as a cruel and illegal weapon, adding that denying people's aid using starvation as a weapon of war is a clear violation of international law. In a statement, the organization said, Israel's immoral and illegal decision to block all aid into Gaza would be fatal. Humanitarian aid must never be used as a political tool or to impose collective punishment on an entire civilization. Population, international governments must urgently demand that aid is allowed in and that revigorate political pressure at the start of the Ramadan. Most Palestinian families in Gaza are struggling to find enough to eat and remain stuck in dire conditions in overcrowded tents with little clean water, sanitation, or other basic services. Despite the ceasefire, Israel's nearly 18-year-old blockade of Gaza remains in effect. The decision is yet another violation of the January 2024 ruling by the International Court of Justice (ICJ), which ordered Israel to take immediate measures to prevent genocide in Gaza, which they did not continue to do. There's a few people that have died on both sides. Action Aid UK have described the decision by Israeli authorities to call for humanitarian aid as horrifying. Hamas accuses Israel of trying to collapse Gaza ceasefire agreement. In a video statement, Osama Hamdan said the violations of the agreement during the first phase proved beyond a doubt that Israeli occupation government was interested in the collapse of the agreement and worked hard to achieve that. Hamdan called Israel's push for an extension of the deal a blatant attempt to evade the agreement and avoid entering into negotiations for the second phase. And we have another update here from 51 minutes ago. Egypt's alternate plan to Trump's ethnic cleansing proposal. Ethnic cleansing is in quotes. It is ethnic cleansing. Sidelines Hamas. Foreign ministers from several Arab countries have met behind closed doors in Cairo ahead of the critical Arab League summit tomorrow that will focus on alternatives to Donald Trump's proposal for the effective ethnic cleansing of Palestinians from Gaza. Trump's plan, which would force Palestinians to move from their homeland in Gaza to nearby countries such as Egypt and Jordan, has united Arab countries in opposition to it. Reuters has seen the Egyptian plan to be presented as an alternative to Trump's plan tomorrow. It would reportedly sideline Hamas, which would replace with interim bodies controlled by Arab, Muslim, and Western states. Here is an excerpt from the Reuters report, which has not yet been able to independently verify, so take this all with a grain of salt. Qatar's plan does not tackle critical issues such as who will foot the bill for Gaza's reconstruction, or outline any specific details around how Gaza would be governed, or how an armed group as powerful as Hamas would be pushed aside. Sorry, we have so more. Yeah, Reuters has seen the Egyptian plan. So yeah, that's basically it for that part. I'm gonna check how long this part has been. I'm so sorry. Oh, it's been less than 6 minutes, so we're fine. We are closing up in the hour mark, so we're gonna go on to film and then TV, and then we will be done. Okay, so film. So the Oscars were last night. So we're gonna go through the winners and some of the losers. So Anora won big at the 2025 Oscars Sunday night, taking home 5 out of 6 awards they were nominated for, including Best Picture and Best Director. Sam Baker, who directed, edited, wrote, and co-produced Anora, won 4 Oscars at Sunday's ceremony, tying Walt Disney's record for most Academy Awards won by a single person in 1 year. Baker distinguished himself by winning all 4 awards for the same movie, while Disney won for 4 different projects of the 1954 ceremony. Emilia Perez had the most nominations this year with 13, including nods for Best Picture, Best Director, no, Best Writing, no, and multiple acting nominations, no. This is my personal opinion. That film was horrible. I only saw clips. Cara Sofia Gascon made history when she became the first transgender woman to be nominated in any acting category when she received the Best Actress nomination for playing the film's title role. Her Oscar campaign, however, was marred by controversy over offensive posts she made on social media resurfaced. So, the award ultimately went to Mikey Madison, who played the title role in Anora. Some people are saying Demi Moore in The Substance was robbed. Now, I have not seen either of the films, but can women just support women? Demi Moore was crushed, but she was also standing and celebrating. Also, I will say Cara Sofia Gascon got cheered by the audience, even though she got cancelled for very bad tweets when she was an adult. And that nomination for the first transgender woman honestly should have went to somebody else. Any other trans actress who was amazing. Ridiculous. So, Zoe Saldana, who's a Zionist, became the first American of Dominican descent to win an Oscar, won Best Supporting Actress, one of just 2 wins for Emilia Perez on Sunday night. That was too many. Wicked, based on the hit Broadway musical, and The Brutalist both came in tonight with 10 nominations each, and are also competing for Best Picture, Best Director, and a slew of acting awards. I believe Wicked only won 1 award, and it was for Best Production Design. I called an O'Brien album this year's ceremony. I will say it's good. So Best Picture went to Anora. Best Actress was Mikey Madison in Anora. Best Actor was Adrian Brody in The Brutalist. Best Supporting Actor was Kieran Culkin in A Real Pain. Best Supporting Actress was Zoe Saldana, Emilia Perez. Best Director was Sam Baker, Anora. Best Cinematography, The Brutalist, Loyal Crawley. Best Animated Feature, Flo winner. In the Shadows of the Cypress went Best Animated Short. Best Costume Design went to Wicked. Best Original Screenplay went to Anora. Best Adapted Screenplay went to Conclave. Best Makeup and Hairstyling went to The Substance. Best Film Editing went to Anora. Best Production Design went to Wicked. Best Original Song went to El Mal, Emilia Perez. 2 songs from Emilia Perez were nominated. They should not have been. Best Documentary Short, The Only Girl in the Orchestra. Best Documentary Feature, No Other Land. Well done, No Other Land. Best Sound went to Doom Part 2. Best Visual Effects went to Doom Part 2. Best Live Action Short went to I Am Not a Robot. Best International went to I'm Still Here from Brazil. Best original score went to The Brutalist. So that is a long list, and we've just crossed the hour mark. I will not be editing this, so if I say anything kind of like out there or, very political, just ignore me. Now, because we are going over an hour, we're just going to quickly finish this up. Shrek 5 has landed a star. That make me other franchises green with envy. Zendaya has joined the venturable animated film series as a daughter of Shrek. The animation is absolutely horrible. I don't really want to go through all the rest of this, because I really do have stuff to do. But I'll just go through the highlights. A.O. Deebree's a right star in a Barney movie from A24. We're doing it. We're making more Mattel movies. Zero Day star Angela Bassett never thought she'd play the president, which she did. Next Level Chef scores 2-season renewal, baking spin-off with Fox's TV news. Law & Order Organized Crime gets premiere day on Peacock. Charlie Cox applauds Marvel for Daredevil's creative overhaul. We ended up in the place we wanted. And the 5th Descendants movie, A Go with Disney. So that was a mix of film and TV. Now, thank you so much for joining me today. I know I just sped through the rest of it, but I really do have things to do. So thank you so much. I really appreciate you joining me today. I hope you have a good week, even with all the darkness that's out in the world right now. This has been Matthew Sharkey, and this has been Popitics. So goodbye, everyone, and have a good week. See you next week. This has gone out later than usual, but hopefully not too late. Goodbye.